Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I have a post-season review. I don't really think we should call it a review, but I just wanted to talk about how this thing performed over the spring and the summer. And I used it pretty hard, especially in the garden. I did a lot more with it than if I was just going out and foraging from time to time. So I set it up with foraging or garden maintenance harvest in mind. And it's been wonderful. The goon tape on here, Jonathan Burton, I think, had some on his, and I was like, ooh, that's a good idea. Really makes a difference when you're sticking this thing. Huge difference. The items in the kit were good. I done good with them, I think. The biggest thing that I think changed the whole thing was the flat webbing strap. It made it way more comfortable than the original paracord sling that I had on there. Much more comfortable. But I would find myself after I had used it for a little while, once I was starting to get hot, I would take it off and I would just sit it down or drag it around next to where I was working at doing stuff. It was just easier than having it flopping against me the whole time. But it's nice to have the ability to cross carry like that, kind of like a Baldric rig. The other thing that I found super handy was this. The sharpening stuff on the back made it way more efficient. I have done a little bit of grinding on this guy with file. Not nothing crazy. The way that I tried getting it was, it's plenty sharp down here for digging in the dirt. I had a few nicks and dings. The ground down here is pretty hard. You could see I did a number on the tip, but that's just with rocks. I mean, if you're going to dig and use it, you're going to hit rocks. It's not a big deal. But what I wanted with this is I wanted this to have just a decent working edge on it, but I wanted it to be fairly sharp up here. I don't know if you can hear it. It's pretty sharp up this way, and that's just so if I'm tying up tomato plants, I normally have a neck knife on anyway when I'm doing stuff, but like if I'm sitting there messing with tomato plants and I want to cut jute twine, because jute twine is what we use. There's a little green, like a little box thing with wheels on it that you can move around and sit on in the gardening buggy. I don't know what you'd call it, but that's what we keep a bunch of stuff in. And I keep jute twine down there just to tie my stuff up. So if I have the jute twine and I'm going around tying tomatoes up, I liked having a really sharp area where I could take it out and just cut something if I wanted to use it. That was a big help. So look, immediately stick it in the ground, rock. But if you're going to use these things, 2 rocks, you're going to have to get over the sticking it in the dirt. That was the hardest thing for me to get over, and it's been wonderful. But that's pretty much the 2 things with the kit. Well, 3 things: the jute or the goon tape, the flat webbing, and the sharpening kit on the back was a game changer when it comes to this kit. I moved around the foraging bag is attached in here, and I moved it around a little bit. It wasn't one of these green loops, but I moved it just so it kind of comes from the back. And that was pretty much that was pretty much it. That's all that we really had to use. I did use the brush. Yep, I remember now. I took my mushroom knife. Nope, it's in there. Yeah, I got my mushroom knife out, and we got a bunch of chanterelles this year. So between my mushroom knife and my brush, that was probably the second most used stuff, but mainly for digging, weeding, where she got her scratches from, but been a great tool. Pretty well set on the way the pouch is. I can't think of anything else that I can use or way that I might need to modify it. I think she's good to go. I've got about the most efficient use out of it as I can. But anywho, I just wanted to follow up, kind of tell you guys how things, I stick that thing in here backwards every time, how things ended up with it over the spring and summer. Worked great. Other than a little bit of dirt and some scratches, you can't really tell that it's really even been used. This thing's a monster. But check out the other videos LT Wright has on their page. There's a lot more awesome content creators out there doing it to it and sharing their stuff. Check out Bushcraft Kelso on Instagram. Also, and my YouTube is going up. But for any information on this stuff, you can check past videos on the LT Wright page, or if you drop comments in the comment section, LT's pretty good about getting with me so I can answer questions. But anywho, you guys take it easy. Thanks for watching.